And just like that, I'm live. Peace, love, light, and abundance. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. I know it's late. Some of y'all probably in the bed or getting ready to go to bed and all of that. But I wanted to hop on and check in with everybody. Sir, please, your nose is wet. It doesn't feel good. Anyway, there go my notifications. All right. Anyhow, I just wanted to pop in and see how everybody was doing on the Sunday after Texas has been recovering from the storm. It's been wet. My body been aching because of the storms and the weather. Um, but we pushed through, and I just wanted to know how everybody was doing and how they was feeling and what's going on and happening and all of that. Um, I was just thinking about. Sir, can you back up, please? You was not messing with me until I got on this live. Okay, back up. I I, I've been thinking about people and love and just all those things and how I have a tendency to overthink things, over scrutinize things. Please, sir, stop. Can you stop? Um, and I wonder, what is that? Like, why is that? Why do I do that? Am I waiting for the other shoe to fall, or is it a whole like trust issue type thing? Does it come from disappointment? Does it come from letdown? Why do I overthink or overanalyze? Um, I do know spending this time alone hasn't helped. It continues just to be in my head, but it has allowed me to pick up my pen again and write and reflect. And earlier I had a phone call. Hey, MM. And today I learned what a trauma bond was or is. And I didn't even understand what it was. I thought a trauma bond was simply people bonding over a similar trauma or experience. And I didn't know that it was between a relationship between a narcissist and their victim, or if you want to call it, um, and you go through all those phases of the love bombing and all of that. I just had a whole different view or look about it, uh, what a trauma bond is. So it's basically someone who creates trauma for you and you rely on them to fix you, pretty much. And it's just a vicious cycle that continue to go on until you learn to break free from it. And in the beginning of me coming on here, people were calling me, a narcissist. And I was very offended by it. I was very offended by it. Uh, you have the answers, but sometimes it takes time to receive the truth. The self is giving you. Absolutely. I'm learning that your intuition, sometimes the noise just has to quiet down. But I do believe that even when all the noise is going on, some things that you know is true is just true. Or do we doubt it because of the noise? Hey Peach, hi y'all. So learning about the trauma bond in my own experiences, and me being calling a narcissist or covert narcissist or whatever, uh, I'm even more offended now. I'm even more offended than what I was before because I don't be I ain't putting no exactly now that everyone has a little narc in them, right? I completely agree, but not to the point where you want to break someone down to rebuild them up. That's it. It reminds you of what it's called back breaking, the butt breaking, in the Willie Lynch era, what they did to our people. It's it was crazy once I was learning about it. I couldn't believe it. Um, but it's fascinating how trauma affects the mind and the brain. It's 12-12. Um, how we tend to hold on to things, even though that we know they're not good for us because of comfortability or longevity. And, I got a lot of flack from walking away from a situation and trying a new one because of the longevity that was there. It wasn't any happiness, it was trauma. The relationship was full of trauma. And I think people don't realize taking the risk on yourself is not a bad thing. If you gamble on yourself, it's not a it's not a bad thing. How can you lose if you bet on yourself? Or if you're taking that risk for yourself or you're trying something new for yourself, how can that be a bad thing? Do people get hurt? Absolutely. Do you lose relationships? Absolutely. But is it worth it? I agree. I think it is. It'll be a year next month since I've started my journey. And today I was told that you have to crawl before you walk. And I didn't do much crawling as a baby. As my parents told me, I straight got up and walked. And are certain steps necessary to get to the next level? I think so. Are you speaking about a particular MM? You always want to call me out. For those who know, they know. Um, I'm no longer giving power to certain things anymore. Hey, Lily J. Hey, girl. Hey. Um, to thing anymore. You know, if you were here, you know what relationship I left. You know who that person is. So I'm no longer calling out names. I have no interest in that. I'm just speaking from my experience and me leaving a relationship that I was in and it had longevity in it. And everyone thought I was crazy about leaving that relationship because of the time that we had. And it didn't matter about what went on in the space of the time that we had. It's just because we had that time. And I think, that to me, now that I have a clearer mind and a clear understanding, that is better. you get you get on my nerves. I swear. But I'm glad you following me. Okay. Hi, Karen. Hi. I'm glad you called my life too. For real. Okay, and then you really you you keep me on my toes. I appreciate it. But yes, that one. And people gave me a lot of flack behind it, but I realized taking the risk, betting on me was the best thing I could have done. Now, has it been hard? Absolutely, it has been hard. And I had a conversation with someone on the phone today, and they were like, "You've been through a lot. I don't know if I could have handled that or, living day to day and that being stressful and all that you experience on this app and then what I learned about you in your real life, like, I don't know how I would do it. And I said, you just have to do it, period. Like Nike. Uh, Until you're in a situation, you can't really say how you will react until you're faced with those things. And people are so judgmental about other people's experience. Along my journey, I've lost people who said they supported me and they had my back. But when I didn't move the way that they wanted me to move or do the things that they wanted me to do, I no longer had the support. You know, I can't speak for her, but happy to take her temperature. Take it. you, you. I hope you washing that thermometer off because you always talking about taking someone's temperature. Um, and 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 I'm just sitting here and I'm just reflecting. Like so either we have to experience people, and I learned that a long time ago. We don't control anyone. We just experience them. And just because I don't agree with your choices doesn't mean that I'm not rocking with you. If I say I love you, I love you. And we're gonna get through it. But if it's too much for me to handle, of course I'll pull back. But I'm not gonna be angry because you didn't do what I wanted you to do. That never made sense to me. There's no choice but to go through it. Absolutely. But I realized that, it's what either fight or flight mentality. Either you're gonna fight it out or you're gonna run. I think I've done a little bit of both in my life, fighting and running, either way. But once you're faced with it, you just do it. You just got to do what you got to do. And like I spoke to her, OG earlier, and I said to her, I said, it's just me and Sir here in this space. And if I break down, who gonna pick me up? How can I say that I have faith and I believe that everything is gonna be all right and I don't live by that? If I don't stand on that, then I will be telling a lie. And it reminded me of the Bible verse when Jesus was on the boat sleep. He was knocked out. Disciples were tripping. Okay, they like, yo, you on this boat and you sleep and it's raining and it's flooded and the waters are troubled, and how you sleep? You say your daddy is this? And Peter was always my favorite disciple. And when Peter began to walk, he began to sink because he looked down and he said, ye of little faith. And that's where I am in my life. I if our faith is required to be a size of a mustard seed, and if that's all I need, then I'm gonna get through. I can't worry about tomorrow. I can't worry about the day after that. Yes, do we make goals and do we plan? But when you're in situations like this, it is a faith base. It is a higher power. It is a God. It's whatever you believe in to get you through is what's going to get you through. And and that's it. Hi, Queen and Shay. Hi, are you on your way home? Because I know that you be on your way home listening. There are lies in our lives that we perhaps choose to believe because it's familiar in a place of comfort. Illusions, delusions, and illusions. Absolutely, but it's a lie, but you choose to believe it. And that creates the trauma. That's just like someone staying in an abusive relationship and they have a way to get out of it, but they stay because it's comfortable. But you know that that relationship is built on trauma and a lie, but you stay because that's all you know. But it brings it back out to taking the risks and betting on yourself and having the faith that everything gonna be all right. That's the whole point of it, of just believing in yourself. You just take it a day at a time, sometimes second by second. You know, for me, some days I don't know. I just be like, I don't know. And it'd be that final hour or that last minute that everything comes together. But it is also exhausting when you are in survival mode. It's like you're on a hamster wheel because now you're surviving instead of living. But that's one's perception too. You was off. Okay, but you cook. Did you cook? Because I know you like busting it down, but did you cook, girl? Today, mindfulness and blue skies thinking is dangerous because we all have the information and fail to and can't act on it. Do you think we don't act on this information? Okay, you said today mindfulness and blue skies thinking is dangerous because we all have the information and fail to and can't act on it. Do you think everybody has the information? Do you think people need to be reminded that they have it? I do believe we all have the information. That's our intuition. That's your gut, that gut feeling. You know, your mind. You know, like when you do something, you be like, I knew I shouldn't have did that. I knew I shouldn't have did that. MJE, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope all is well with you. I definitely do. All answers start within. Absolutely. I'm learning that. I'm learning that all answers start within. Even a thought comes from nothing. Creation comes from nothing but a thought, you know. Um, but I believe that the traumas make us doubt ourselves instead of our first mind, which I was told today is our God mind. I'm well, I'm balanced. This rain got me aching. Okay. Like, rain, go away, come back another day. I'm grateful for the bed that is comfortable. But like I was saying, I was told that our first mind is our God mind, but we're taught to not accept that. Even when people are assholes, it's your problem. Hmm. And I don't think people understand that. I think that statement probably won't go over a lot of people's heads. Because we're responsible for how we respond to things and how we hold on to things. Um, we definitely are. We are species more knowledgeable than at any time. However, when the most frightening, dealing with anxiety, mental unwellness, etc., etc. It's a hard concept. It is. You know, prime example with this dude, with this dude calling himself intimidating me. I can choose to respond in so many different ways, right? I can do a lot of things to respond. I can call him out on this app. I can create chaos. I can do the police thing. I can do so many things. Um, but he got to answer for that. I'm not about to give this man no control or no power of my space and of my thoughts because now I'm meditating on it and he wins. He wins. He wins. Who? A nobody. A nobody. Someone who pride I hurt. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Hurt his pride and his ego because of my existence and who I am. That's his problem, not mine. Not at all. You are the only one in the equation. Period. That's it. That's all perception. How we perceive things. That's how we create things to be. Like what MM just said about the lies, we tell ourselves because of familiarity. Goodness, me and my non-talking self, the lies that we tell ourselves, and that's the perception, that's what we believe, and that's the illusion, and that's what we go with, and we disagree with our first mind, our gut, and we be like sitting there like, I know I shouldn't have did that, and we should just went ahead and did what we knew and what we felt, and what is our intuition and the third eye for some or the Holy Spirit for others, depending on what you believe. But we all have those experiences in us or those times in us when we feel something in our gut or in our heart and our mind, and it tells us to go right and we go left. And when we go left, baby, we had a brick wall. And then a car messed up, got a flat tire, and everything. There's no such thing as one lie. People definitely forget that. So if you start with one, we'll have to follow. And it sounds very exhausting to me. Hey, MJE, baby, yes. You can't even be able to keep up with it. It is very exhausting. And people say, "Oh, you lie, you lie, you lie." That when I had to go through that, I was so irritated because of that whole trucker story, and I was like, "Oh my god," it's annoying. It's annoying. And so people question, am I being truthful or am I being authentic? And it's like, yes, I am. All you do is cover a lie with the lie with the lie with the lie with the lie and another lie. And honestly, it you don't have integrity. It, it makes you feel some way. Behind one lie, there's 1,000. Eh, Let me tell you about the lies to ourselves, though. Oh, they the biggest ones. Ha ha, baby. When you lie to yourself, that is the biggest lie you can ever tell yourself. You can lie to people, but you cannot hide from yourself. You take you everywhere you go. You cannot outrun you. People go from place to place and they experience the same thing, and it's after a while, are you sure it's that? Are you sure it's the people or it's not just you? Because everywhere you go, you've experienced the same behavior or the same experience. Is it you? Do you need to do that self inventory within yourself to see? Because it do be you. We can't lie to ourselves. We can, but it does no good to us. It hinder us more than anything. Building esteem shouldn't be taught just at home, but in schools. How I feel about the school system. I don't think the school system should exist. Personally, my opinion. I always thought it was weird that you have a child for 5 years, and it's been you and this baby 5 years, and then you take your baby to a building with over 200 to 300 strangers, in this building, someone you birthed, someone you cared for, and you let them go, and you let your kid go in a classroom, go in a building with a whole bunch of strangers that don't know you or your child, and you think that is the wisest and safest thing for your child. The school of raising your children, that is not the school's responsibility to raise your children. Our first teachers are the ones who raised us. It's what they install in us. The first 5 years of a child's life is the most critical time and the most time their brain develops. Trusting self is critical. Mistakes will be made, lessons will be learned, and self develops. Absolutely. But the esteem does start at home. But I always thought that was weird to me. Your baby crying and you crying too. But this is what the world is conditioning you to believe, that it's okay to send your baby with a whole bunch of strangers for them to teach them and institutionalize them with the bells and the same thing that they do in the prisons. Even to the churches is the same as the courtrooms. The whole setup. Hi David, how are you? I hope all is well. I haven't seen you since the lounge. Okay, they blocked that video. I'm gonna have to do my Tina Turner impression. Has anyone ever heard of? How do you pronounce that? Okay, because you know I will butcher it. Let me put it in Akili. Akiji. Akiji. You had already put, as you know, baby. I was going to butcher that. Thank you. I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know. And I'm about to look it up. And we're going to learn what it is. We're going to learn exactly what it is tonight. The school system has been made to indoctrination of the community to the one of the government. Absolutely. And it's 1234. That's what I'm saying. People don't realize that we have been conditioned, and we set our kids up for it. Even I believe, even down to if you're raising a little boy, or raising kids, period, and the little boy is taught to believe, and the little girl is taught to believe, if he pushes you, he likes you, but aren't you setting that little boy up to be abusive? You're teaching him that to show that's his way of love. If I hit this girl, she gonna know I like her, and you tell your daughter, well, that means he like you. Crazy. It was definitely a good time. I have an inquisitive mind. It is something else that I think should be taught in, and how I'm in my late 30s and just how now I'm hearing it. I don't know, but I'll explain. Okay, so it says Akiji. It is a Japanese concept referring to something that gives a person a sense of purpose, a reason for living. Okay, and it's in the middle, and it talks about what you love and your mission, what the world needs, vacation, what you can pay for, professionalism, and what are you good at and your passions. So basically it's finding your purpose. It starts with 4 circles that intercepts. You label one that are good and another. Watch there's demands for another. What can make money in the other? I'll check and hold on if there's more. I believe doing that when we were kids. But you say you're in your late 30s? No, you're not that much younger than me. So 40. Hold on. I'll cut the light off. So yeah. I want to show y'all the what she's talking about. Let me see. Um, and cut my camera. Can y'all see it? That's what she's talking about. Doing the circles and writing it. But I remember doing that in school. But in the center, it was yourself and your passions and your goals. But this is what she's referring to. Akiji is how you pronounce it. Thank you for sharing, MJE. I believe the Korean War was a test. Who would come out on top for control? If you want to control the masses, the North Doctrine is the way to go. It's the way to do it. I'm sorry. The South showed too much consumption pollution. Please excuse me, I'm texting, but I would encourage anyone to look into it. You'll definitely look. Okay, I got it. Agenda 21. Okay, David. But they don't hear they don't hear it though. They you I had a conversation today and as far as us being even declassified as the Negroes, okay, it goes so far back, but it does also go back into uh, on the word too. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but power and principalities in high places. That's what it is. It's against the rich, against the power against the powerless. God is my mentor, the mass of depopulation. Absolutely. 20, 2030. Now they want to depopulate us. The land is the world is so huge. They put you in your ghetto pockets, if you will, in these cities. But another thing that a lot of people don't know, that America is for sale. In New Mexico, you can buy an acre in New Mexico, raw land, for under $1,000. It takes 120 people to create a city. We got 120 people in our family. At tax time, people buying Jordans and doing all of that. You get 10 people, put up $100, you can get an acre. I was mad at Brazil when they had the meeting 1991. I said, we have those. Look up Rosa Curie. Let's look her up. Start with the A. Starts with the education system. Well, I mean, if you want to go back until when the pioneers came and what they did, they made the children go to school. Absolutely, I agree with the education system. Absolutely, and I'm about to look up who you said, Rosa Carey. Is it Carey? Behind the green mask, Agenda 21. Is this the lady you're referring to, David? Her name is Rosa. She's an author. She's an author. It says the Chinese are buying up a lot of land that isn't spoken about in the mainstream. Absolutely. They over there in Africa too. They over there in Africa. But let's not talk about the $5 Indians either. Okay, because they gonna be mad about it. People can really get smarter and look up vacant homes that are behind in taxes and go through the process of owning it. Exactly, when it's auctioned off. You know what? The Social Security number didn't come into America until what, the 30s or something like that with the censories? Crazy. She worked in California as a land, was that Savoyers? So for those who don't know what Agenda 21 is, let's educate you on it. What is the main goal of Agenda 21? Aims to take global, national, and local action proposed by United Nations systems and signifies group in which every person has an environmental impact. And if people don't know what the United Nations are, let's explain that to you as well. We'll show you. If you ever seen this, that is the symbol for the United Nations. All right. Okay, the United Nations is diplomatic and political international organizations whose stated purpose are to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relationships. It is 193 countries that are a part of the UN. Okay. Let me read some of your comments. They cut her hair and re-educated her for American system language. They destroyed the heritage. All you have to do is have it written on the paper, have your address changed to it, and pay the back taxes, and you actually own it. I believe in some states we are encouraged or brainwashed and to live in a constructive and not look outside of it. Just like the Georgia Guidestones were destroyed. That was crazy. When I seen that, I was like, yo, that was crazy. They're brainwashing us. It's all lies. Absolutely, it is. You will own nothing and be happy. UN, powerless group of paper pushers. I mean, honestly, it's the same way that all of us did not come from Africa. I'm just saying the land was taken off a credit, a promissory note, after they destroyed the crops. Our people were tricked out of their land. That's just it. Period. They came, they set up shop, you did trade. We lived on trade and bargain. That's what we lived on. And they came to our people, and our people did certain things and did the promissory notes and all of that. And when our people were asleep, they destroyed our people crops, and our people weren't able to pay that debt. And in return, they lost their land. Who are the copper people? It's us. It's us. It's the modern day Nazi on a global scale. Yes. To this day, they never paid the reparations ever to this day. Absolutely. Even about what is that? Central Park. It was black people who lived in Central Park that they pushed out. It was a village of black people who lived in Central Park in New York City that they pushed out and put a park. Do you see how big Central Park is? It's crazy. In the 1500s, prefixes and suffixes were added to the English language to add negative value. We speak negatively without really knowing it. Examples, words starting with in and that only, the beginning. Absolutely. People don't realize that, I learned the word nice in the original meaning of nice meant fool. Okay? It's rich versus poor, not black and white. We need to hold stronger together. Absolutely. That's why I said, even in the Bible, it speaks of it. The rich and the poor. No race, no gender, no creed, no, none of that. It's rich against the poor. Divide and conquer. Absolutely. Reparations should be free education for all. Social mobility will only be attained that way. Hi, Kai. There you go. Kai came right through. He know exactly what I'm talking about. That was the name of him. Absolutely, that was the name of of the village. Thank you, Kai. Hi, baby. I hope you're well. Eh, that is, what is it? Y'all know I will tear up a name. Seneca Village. Let me show you. This is the map of the land before they made it into Central Park. Our people were there. People were there. Greed. That's why they killed Gaddafi. Is that how you pronounce it? He gave free education, health care, and paid them from. That's another thing. Even Tesla, even what our pyramid, the pyramids are for. Electricity is free. God has given that. The oil is free. Do you know oil is the blood that runs through the planet? We will forever have it. But it's the poor against the rich. Everything, electricity. Do you know they are inventing over in, what is it? I don't remember this country, but it's the Asian descent, a group of people that are in the village. They go into the ocean, they scoop up water, put a little salt in it, and it creates electricity. That's what our pyramids were for. If you look at the mud, what is it? The mud. You ever heard of the mud cities? What buildings are built under, and what our pyramids were for, and why they were so close? It was our electricity. The oil is plentiful. Electricity is free. God has given us everything we've needed. That's why, okay, I read that. We will always say we should hold together and really do. Division is the key to tyranny, government, tyrannical, right? You said it right, and glad to hear from you. Just stopping by. Thank you. Re Redefining is a thing, and they try to rewrite history. Yes, they have. Modern day slavery for natural resources. Need I say more? The pyramids are stunning, and I think visitors are allowed now, right? Under the Sphinx and all of that. That's what they were for. Atlantis. That's what those towers were for. And Tulsa, what's his name? Tulsa, is that his name? Tulsa, whatever that main name is. He was onto it. He's onto it. And they shunned that man, and that man died alone. And now his inventions are being recreated, but they already knew. Because what about what is called Vaticanus? The Catholic Church holds all our history, all our knowledge. We existed. They don't show us the wealthiest man that ever walked the earth was a black man, and his name was Marcus. He's a king. But they know. if we know who we are. And it's not about race, but our people are the ones that people of color have been scrutinized. Then you got the poor white trash and all of that. That's the poor people. But if we all poor people stood up against these people, how would we survive? What would we do? It's crazy how they stole from us financially, Head Start, and then made us pay taxes. Okay, works of the devil. Tesla wanted to give free electricity to everyone. Edison killed his dream. So was General Electric. Absolutely. David, you see Elon Musk's home. Okay, let's pull up his home. Let's pull up this man home. And what's so funny is that he is the African American. That man came from Africa. But yet we born in America and we have to check African American. Let's see. You say his home. Is this the home you're referring to? This is why mass genocide is occurring in Congo due to the cartoons in our phones and TVs now. Absolutely. Tesla. All right, David. And then the pyramids is how people from other lands beyond the ice wall would travel here as well. Absolutely. But they ain't ready. They ain't ready for that. They ain't ready for that. Look at this man home. Look, he has what do they call? Oh, the mobile homes. Okay, let's look at the mobile homes. Um, beyond the ice wall. What was that guy named? The government went beyond the wall, but they made it did. It's a whole map, whole ancient map, world maps of other places beyond the wall. Okay, like Operation Fishbowl. Them people, they kept sending them people to break the glass ceiling, as Hillary Clinton says, but we already was told that we were placed on our firmament. Insane. As above, so below. We crazy. You said mobile homes. Let's look at the mobile homes. Okay. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Catholic Church. Okay. Looking at one when the prices go down, the Vatican's the mastermind of control. They have letters from Genius, Ghana. No, they made. Okay, we're looking at the mobile homes. Which ones? Is this the box home? I don't think the U.S. know what's coming. The mass news don't tell us it's worse than we know. Fly jump. Look that up. Okay, I'll look up fly jump. So what are these homes? Are they ran off of electricity? It's called box. So you get little homes out of a box. Interesting. So this is what he's inventing. And they're worth 50,000. So it's a home that comes in a box. They're unveiling. They're prefabricated homes. That's crazy. Hmm. And people gonna buy them. They can go for 10K. What? I think I need to go get a box home at this point. So you say look up Highjump. Let's see. Is it Highjump World Record or Highjump It's just high jump. It just have someone talking about track. The high jump is David. So I don't know what that is. So you got to explain a little bit more. And you want me to look up Nas, the girl, MJE. You know me and my pronunciation, but we're going to look it up. Let's look it up. But they've been behind the wall. Some people say the fallen angels are behind the wall. Here you go. This is exactly behind the ice wall. The map's behind. Thank you, MJE. I appreciate it. These are the maps in the places behind the ice wall. Here, let's see if we can find a bigger map. These are what exists behind the ice wall. And it's so funny because how Antarctica, we were told that it was always full of ice, but it's not. And they signed that treaty to not even talk about it. But that's still, there you go. You want to write it down, y'all, or pick it up or anything. But yeah, I came across this years ago, and people started thinking I was tripping. But it's a whole map, and the government have declassified files, but we don't even take the time to go read it. It's right in front of us. They have to tell us, but we choose not to. We choose not to. Um, but like I said, even Operation Fishbowl and um, all of that, the government, they've let us know declassified things, and we just haven't taken the time um, to educate ourselves. Even about the Anunnakis. Okay, Richard Byrd, trip to Antarctica. Byrd was the first American scientist mission to the Antarctica, and the results and advanced discoveries in weather, climate, and geography. Okay, Operation Highjump. This is what you're speaking in reference to. Come on. All right. So Operation Highjump is what he's speaking into in reference from the ice wall, right? Operation Highjump, officially titled the United States Navy Antarctica Development Program from 1946 to 1947. It was also called the Task Force 68, was a United States Navy operation to establish the Antarctic Research Base, Little America 6. The operation was organized by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd Jr., which is the officer that was in charge, Task Force 68, and led the Rear Admiral Ethan. Okay, let's get to the thing. High jump objectives, according to the U.S. Navy reports of the operation, were training personnel and testing equipment in frigid conditions. So this is what their developing was. But let's see what they seen because he spoke about it. And there was a recording of him speaking about it, and they took it down. But I'll share some pictures. Let me see if I can pull it up. And some pictures of it. Of the operation from the Highjump. This was what those UFOs you see were in the pictures beyond the ice wall. More pictures. More pictures of it. Let me see if we can find. Hold on, let's see because I know he spoke about it. Okay, hold on, y'all. I think I found. Yes, he did fly through restricted areas. He sure did. Um, and that's where he met them beyond the ice wall with the map that MJE just told us about. There's a whole nother land we know nothing about. Even, some considered us living here on planet T. This planet is the T planet. Here's another depiction of it. Okay? I think that is a better view of it. Okay, so you see the center? The center of it is what we call America, right? A USA, the all our countries, North America, South America, all our 7 continents is in the first circle. Yes, the inner Earth. Thank you, David. Thank you. So that's this first circle right here. Boom. That's what we all in. The South 7 continents is in that first circle, like David referred to, the inner wall. Then we have this outer circle with all those other, what do you want to say, land masses that are in it. Um, I want to try to zoom it up so y'all can see it a little better. Right? So that's us. What we know of our world. You see it? That's us. Then they even name them. They have names. That's where the system is from. That's why I said the map will look familiar. That's why I brought that up. TJ, you should read and listen to that old book as a series. Okay, let's do it. We definitely should do it. David, what you wanted me to look up real quick? You said bird flew through the restricted. Okay, bird flying through the restricted area. Let's see if they'll allow us to do that. Bird. Okay, Antarctica restricted. Let's do restricted. Okay. Marie Byrd, MLB is the unclaimed region of Antarctica with an area of 1,610 kilometers and 620 square miles. It is the largest unclaimed territory on the earth, and it was named after the wife of American naval officer Richard E. So here's the map that they don't even tell us about. And thank you. We're going to do that because I'm ready. Yeah. And this is it. What part of Antarctica was restricted? I've seen that. Let me see. Because I really want to find that because David, I know exactly um what you're talking about. And I seen it years ago. And they took a lot of this stuff offline. Um Crystal City. That's what they called it, right? Just an entry now, no high tech crafts done. uh, Crystal City. So it's called Crystal City. The documents in the bird archives. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a lot together for us. Uh, Let me see. What actually about the aliens? And and that's what's gonna happen when they go to war and they say the rapture is coming. Um, and all of that. It's all of control of the masses. It is. It is. But they told us that's why Hollywood, okay, television, tell a lie to your vision. They all in cahoots together. But it won't. I cannot find it, David. Oh, I cannot find it. But I know exactly what you are talking about. Oh man. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I think I found it. Hold on. We about to see. Teach period.
Know that you can get life insurance to pay your
Period.
mortgage, not only if you die, but also if you get a critical illness.
I think I found it. Let's see.
August 26, 1946. A U.S. scientific expedition called Operation Highjump departs for the South Pole. It is led by esteemed naval officer and explorer, Admiral Richard Byrd.
Admiral Richard Byrd was a very important admiral in the United States Navy. He graduated the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis. He fought in World War I. And after the war, he became an explorer.
In 1926, Byrd made worldwide headlines when he and Navy Chief Aviation Pilot Floyd Bennett became the first people to ever fly over the North Pole. For their efforts, both men received the Congressional Medal of Honor. Later, when Byrd, at the age of 41, made the first solo flight over the South Pole, he became the youngest person ever promoted to the rank of admiral in the history of the United States Navy. In 1946, Byrd oversaw Operation Highjump, the largest Antarctic expedition to date. The massive military convoy included 13 ships, 33 aircraft, and 4,700 troops.
The U.S. Navy sent down a flotilla of ships under command of Admiral Byrd. And they came back after about 9 months in Antarctica. Apparently, they actually fought a battle in Antarctica, probably between remnants of the Third Reich and perhaps extraterrestrials as well. There were stories of craft coming up out of the water and attacking them.
Flying sources dealt a very heavy defeat to Byrd's Operation Highjump.
He gave a report in March of 1947 that said a new enemy had been discovered that could fly from pole to pole in an instant.
In 2018, more than 70 years after Bird's astounding claim, a satellite image captured what appeared to be a condensed water trail from an aircraft, or contrail, that could only have been produced by something traveling at incredibly high speeds.
It extended the entire length of the Earth, longitudinally from the North Pole to the South Pole.
And they try to tell us, hold on, but they try to tell us that we're not on a flat plane. But I digress, okay? But we're told in the word that we were placed under a firmament. The world is flat, okay? It's flat.
The maximum length of time that a contrail can maintain its shape is 30 minutes, but most dissipate in less than 15.
I'm sorry, Papa, I'm sorry.
Capable of traveling faster than 50,000 miles per hour, or 10 times the speed of the fastest aircraft in existence today, could leave a contrail that would stretch the entire length of the Earth without breaking up.
It's a seeming impossibility because it meant that some object was able to traverse the entire planet from pole to pole in a matter of minutes before the contrail disappeared.
Whatever created that was going beyond Mach 10. Mach 10 is over 78,000 miles per hour. This was probably going much, much faster than that. So whatever it was something that more than likely we've never seen before.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research and put us alive together. Okay. I'm just saying, it's so much more to our world than what they've showed us. And like you said, under the vaulted sky, even if you look at the holographics on the wall, and ancient Kemet time, and all of that, it shows that what we're under, like Hillary Clinton, we're trying to crack the glass ceiling. Even if you watch The Simpsons, okay, even on The Simpsons, it showed when they cracked it in the flood. They put it right there for us. But, by us them dividing and conquering us, we've lost our way. We definitely have lost our way. Vaulted. You got to say sky, but it says sailing. Let's do sky. It says the final stanza adapts religion, imaginary calling on God, reclaiming the Garden of Eden and longing for a vaulted sky, a reference to a cathedral-like heaven. It appears to both hope for spiritual afterlife and acceptance, the physical realm reality of peaceful response, and his beloved earth. Night skies, it means the celestial vault and the parent surface of the sky, both the night sky against which the stars appear to be placed, and the blue expanses of the daytime. The idea that the celestial vault, and particularly the daytime sky, is a physical cover of some kind is found in the cosmos and myths of many cultures. Pretty much. It says, where does the Maya culture in the Amazon fit into all of this? Oh my gosh. the Aztecs and all of that, the people of color, the people of color, and that goes into the Anunnakis, Inky, all of those, the gods, even in the Bible, it's when Jonah is on the boat and Jonah say, "Can you pray to your God?" It goes so much. The rabbit holes it gets deep. It gets deep. And look, they took the book of Enoch out of the Bible. Okay? Out of the Bible. Always been fascinated that things are still being discovered. Absolutely. 6 minutes in, tell you about the aliens abduction of what boy the book of Enoch. Exactly. But they took the book of Enoch out of the Bible. They took that out. They took it out. But if you go in and you talk about it, even if they talk about the Anunnakis and who they are and being chosen and the second coming of the sun, it that's where astrology and all of that comes into place. It gets deep. It gets deep. So maybe I can do some lives on it and we can go through some things, just us. But it you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. You'll see. Have you seen? I'm gonna show y'all one more thing that people were discovering. I hope I can find it. Where people were taking pictures of the sky. And when they zoomed up in it, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Didn't they? They did, but they have to tell us. Research is a rabbit hole. Absolutely. I'm gonna see. Because we consider planet T, but some, okay, ancient folklorids and all of that, America is called Turtle Island. It gets deep. Let me see if I can find it because people were zooming up and they were taking these pictures and they were zooming. I'm gonna have to do some research now. Planet T. Let's see if I can find it for y'all. Mm-mm. I don't know if some of y'all seen it. I really hope I can find it for y'all. Share it real quick before I get up off of here. Hey, Chris. I hope you had an amazing night at work. Okay, hold on. Planet T. I'm gonna have to look it up for y'all. And when I go, I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to definitely look. But they were talking about the sky it's fake. It's fake. And they were talking about that country. What country was that? Dubai. When Dubai created rain and it would not stop raining. And it would not stop raining. But they must have took these pictures down. But I'm gonna look. I'm gonna do some research, and I'm definitely gonna show y'all. But that's why they do the seed planting and the cloud planting, um, so we can't see. I'm gonna have to do some more research because I can't find it straight. Straight looking. So that means I'm gonna have to search. But that's the same on the Truman Show, right? It showed the fake sky. It shows people controlling and all of that. Yes, in Georgia too. Man went to and found out. Huh. Okay. Ha ha. All right, they ain't playing. But I'm definitely gonna look more. 1972, Rapid City, South Dakota, they seeded the clouds after a drought. The damn near broke 600 people died. If you can easily look that up too, if you like, let's do that. Let's do that real quick. But they keep playing with this heart. That's what the name of the machine is called. Heart. Seed planting. Seed planting. And here are pictures of the 1972 South Dakota, as MJE was speaking of. And this is from seed planting to create rain. There's some pictures of it. 1972. Sorry, sir. Sorry, it's about to scratch me. Cars underwater. Let's see. During the floods, the spill hills of the dam clogged with floating debris, and when the dam failed at 10:45 p.m. on June 9th, 1972, a surge of water was sent into the urban rapid city. The peaks flowed and moved into less steep terrain. The flow spread out over wide areas, and much of the water was stored into the floodplain. 15 inches of rain fell. Open up the portals. Come on, Chris. That's what I said. That's what's going on in Dubai. Never trust the government. My mom said she remembered the sheets of rain out her bay window. She was 9 years old, and I read about how they seeded the clouds. Absolutely. That's what they did in Dubai. And what's so crazy is about it that Dubai don't even have any drainage systems over there. Okay? They know about the flood and Noah and the flood, right? 238 people in Rapid City in South Dakota died in 1972 because they did cloud seeding. Okay, David, make it make some sense. It was in the Black Hills. It's called the Black Hills Flood on June 9th. 238 people died because they decided they wanted to make it rain. Baby, I leave it up to God. Okay. Damages 67.5 million. But here's the thing. God made the promise it would never be able to flood again. So it's crazy, but that's what the birth control is for. That's what you the food is for. Like, even if you look at all the poor food and the colors are all the same. They're red, they're orange, they're green. There are all other things that are low vibrational in our chakras, which aligns us. And they're low vibrational, which clogs us. Okay? Your sacral chakra, which is orange. Your red chakra, which is for your heart. But Subway, look at Subway, Burger King, McDonald's, all of those fast food have the same colors, which trigger us by sound and sight, pre-programming. Absolutely. Definitely praying. This weather has been hurting my body, Chris. Okay. They have seeding since the 1950s. Pre-programming. But see, we're not taught the spiritual side of us or the balance of us and how important our chakras and alignments and what they stand for and what the colors are for and what we hear and what we see and hurts and the music and frequencies and all of that, because we are spiritual beings and our pineal glands, and they clog us up. They suppress us. It's a war. It's a war going on. It's far bigger than race, far bigger than gender and sexual orientation. It's evil. Dark against light, rich against poor. But without these tools, how can we move on? How can we band together? If you're distracted, if you look back in the biblical times, they lived to be 100 and plus 800 years. Even, do you know what pollen is? Pollen is tree sperm. That's what pollen is. It's tree sperm. America needs another. I'm kind of with you on that one. Okay, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. In my opinion, fast food making men bitches and women super bitchy with all the estrogen. But not only that, it's in the vaccinations. Do you know, as a whole group, if I start unpacking some things, baby, do you know in the early 2000s, they experimented with the vaccinations. That's why if you look at that group, they are transgender. Do you know what vaccinations even cause? Vaccinations create asthma, eczema, all kinds, autism, all kinds of things of the vaccination. And people don't even realize that the vaccination is you injecting the poison in your body. You're taking a chance. Because if the body does not develop well to it, you still get it. But it's saying, oh, to build your immune system to it. To me, it sounds like it's hindering your immune system. You see so many videos of women showing their babies before they got their vaccinations. And then once they got their vaccinations, now they're on the spectrum. Now their behavior issues. Now their skin allergies and all of these things. They've been testing us, even down to Similac. And they put in the Similac in the poor communities, and what the Similac did to the babies' mouths and to the teeth and created decay. They've been attacking us. How did they win? Ethiopia, when they fought Ethiopia, what did they do? How did they attack Ethiopia? Through their food. Through their food. The more division, the more power they have. We need to unite. If not, we lose. Period. That's it. The internet is a heck of a machine. Hey, yes. 1990 started. All this when some celebrity wanted to dress in the sundresses. This was the start of what we have today if we let kids grow up to discover who they are when they are older. Estrogen used to be added to the food in male prisons. Absolutely. Men in prisons have used that for experimenting. Yes, the rich want to own everything. Absolutely. But David, even if you go back and you look at some what are they called? It's called the what is it called? The two spirited people. And the two spirited people are people who were who is homosexuals or transgender. And I forgot the tribe where their chief was married, but he also dressed like a woman. The 1990s, for me, it wasn't that they put the man in the dress, it's that they brought the crack into our community. That's what they did. When they bombed us, when your own government bombs its own people, Tulsa, Oklahoma was not the only place that got bombed. Philly, they bombed our people. It's crazy. And declassified us. Took our land, did all of this. Hmm. They should have never put the man in the dress. Absolutely. Hey, but see, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Because poverty has you doing some crazy things. Tupac said it best. I never committed a crime I never had to. It's the craziest thing. But once the crack hit the community, the 90s, we took a hard hit. That's when the gangster rap was introduced. All of that. Shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Kids was being ripped out of homes. Parents were being robbed and didn't know what to do with their children. The introduction of the methadone system. The introduction of heroin. The 90s. We took a hard hit in the 90s, baby. My heart goes out. The 90s was horrible for us. It was. The AIDS was on the rise. It was introduced in the 80s, but it ran rapid in the 90s. I don't know what the hell was going on in the 90s. Okay, cross-dressing has been going on since the Greek times because women were not allowed to be performers. Root of money, root of lust, root of a lot of things is evil. Leandra, absolutely. Now people don't realize that. People don't even understand what evil really looks like. I've experienced it on this app. And I've been beat down because of what evil lurked on this app that interfered in my real life. Evil. It exists. Rest in peace. Welfare is the modern day construction camps doctor. Did you see with the Walmarts? I'm saying we can go so deep. If I start going down a rabbit hole, they're going to demonetize my channel. Okay. Crazy looking back, isn't it? If you look at Adian Indians from iron cultures, there are a lot of cross dressers, men living together for years until they reach manhood. Shit goes on. I mean, the 90s love was indescribable. Been married since 92. Congratulations. But the environment, it was a weird feeling in the air. It was happiness, it was love, but there was destruction of the community. They they enslaved us, didn't break us. You bombed us. Could you imagine being part of that community in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they bombed the banks and they bombed your home and they destroyed that, and you have no proof that you had money in a bank? So they say, so they broke you? Crazy. 90s was a good time, but it was destruction going on. That's when the pants started sagging. Okay. The music was good, the energy was good, it was there, but our people dying. You know, look at Tupac. I hear Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda couldn't even spell her name. It's a damn shame. Like, however that lyric go, that's not my family. That's not my problem. That's up to Brenda's family. Now the baby's in the trash can bawling. Her mama said, you gotta make a way. The social worker's gonna be here today. Shit was real. We have over 100,000 children of color in the foster care system. Over 100,000. That's a lot. That's a lot. Take the man out of the house, give the women welfare to subsidize their future, to control. But do you know what's so funny? That the welfare wasn't even created for us. It was created for a white man, for a white woman in New York when her husband left her. Mm-hmm. Every time you say Tulsa, it repeats itself. Remember that. Nothing new under the sun. Fentanyl came along. Fentanyl is the devil. You hear me? That fentanyl is the devil. Pray for our people. And I'm not just saying colored people. I'm saying pray for our people. Because it knows no race. It knows no gender. It knows no financial class. Addiction don't care who you are. It's the devil. It is the work of the devil. A pin needle can kill you and take you out. 13-year-old baby, mother was selling it, opened up the box, the dust from it, baby dropped dead right there on the floor. It's crazy. Christopher Columbus was tragedy. Yo, but if you go back and you look at Christopher Columbus' son's diary, he speaks about the Moors. The Moors is the one who brought them here. And when he speaks about it, when he met the people and they were the copper people, they greeted him. But why is it repeating? Aren't we moving forward? Because we haven't learned. Do you think we're really moving forward? Think about it. Back in the day, it was big families, family of 9. Family of 9, 10 kids. Now today, you got more than 3 kids, you got a lot of kids. Now today, don't come to my house without calling me. Back in the day, it was cousin so-and-so is going to come and stay for a spell, get back on their feet. How are we moving forward? We're not. We're not. That's why I get on here and I'll be like, it's so crazy because back in the day, we looked out for one another. You were hungry, I fed you. People threw a rent party. You didn't have your rent. They came together and threw a rent party. I get on this app and I've been struggling, and then people seem that I've been attacked by evil, and I say, yo, I need a goal of $60 or Cash App or whatever to help me to stay out the elements. Do you know I get clowned and called a bum? But back in the day, if this app existed, they'd have been like, "Come on over here, baby. You can come stay here." Our people would have never even chanted those things to each other. They would have never inserted themselves in the life to knock someone off their feet and off their square because we stuck together. We're not moving forward. We're moving in separation. People don't even want you to come visit. People don't come over here and you ain't got enough gas. The baby got on $100 and $200 sneakers. Crazy. Crazy. Zero treatment. Okay, education is the keypad. If we don't learn how to read, we all will be subject to mind control of the masses. History has taught us that we need to unite more than ever. Key, not pad. The war against drugs is lost. Legalize it, make it safe. It's all about the money. Well, that's why you have the big farmers. We're losing society has fallen too much to talk, rotting the brain. Time isn't real. People live in delusions, adultery of a lot of reasons of breaking up homes, messing up the youth, drugs, moving forward takes time, and for people to be real with themselves. Oxys were strategic. They knew and let it happen. Settled by the money doesn't reach the people suffering. Um, Absolutely. Time is fake. Time is just an agreement to where you need to be. But they ain't ready for that, Leandra. They ain't ready for that. It's just an illusion. Do you know that in Ethiopia, where they're 7 years behind? Okay. So technically, I'm 33, y'all. That's why they be like, black don't crack. All done by design. Period. Period. Absolutely. But I'm going to do some more research for us. I know that people are, and I'm going to find that audiobook. People are suffering out here, limbs falling off, etc. All the bucket heads, holes are off on vacations, leaving their babies and packs and plays. Who you telling? Dropping them off in schools and I my grandma took us on every vacation she went to. We weren't left behind. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. That divide and conquer mentality it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Just waiting for the next revolution. Liberty, freedom. And you know what they said? The next revolution won't be televised. I hope I live to see it. And I hope I'm not too old to participate in it. I'm a rebel at heart. Absolutely, I am. Find you a partner. Y'all will need one another in times like this. Absolutely. A true partner. People want someone who understands what partnership really is. And when you find it, you don't let it go. Hold on to it. After all of this, what can we do as individuals if not for us, for the use? Hmm. Hmm. You can't survive alone. Never can. That was the whole point of Eve being created, not to be his wife. But they ain't ready for that either. We need each other. We need to do better. We need each other. I'll say this the other day when I was sitting in the heat, and there was this lady who seen me with Sir because I lost Sir's carrying bag. And I had Sir wrapped up in the cold and it was hot and I was sitting outside and I was trying to get money for me to relocate and all of that. So the lady came up to me and she bought Sir a kennel, brand new kennel, case of food, and a whole thing of litter. Now, of all the people that drove past me, and all the people that seen me, and all of that, it was very unfortunate to say that it was a woman that was non-colored to aided me and helped me to get what I needed to get done for my cat. And then someone offered me a place to stay, and they said, well, you can't bring your cat. It's crazy. Unified. We need to get together and stand together. Absolutely, friend and partner. Rich versus the poor. Absolutely. After realizing all of this, we must figure out how to make things better. If you lay a brick a day, eventually you have a house. Absolutely. Clarity starts at home, not aboard. Absolutely. That should say a lot about your ex. Didn't even get you a kennel. Leandra, did you not hear me say I lost the first one I had? I lost Sir's first one with my vision board and my other things. Lost it. She replaced it. A woman replaced it. Lost it. And I don't have an ex. I don't understand. I was single. I did say I was single. I was in my feelings. I was in my feelings. Was it immature? Absolutely. It was very immature. And I apologize to my woman for it. But even if we are in separation, she would never be deemed an ex because I hold her dear in my heart. But that's my whole point, Leandra, because we just sat here, we were just talking about being unified. And you said that says a lot about your ex, lesson learned, because she didn't even buy you a kennel. But I'll say this, my ex, or if you will, just I won't ever call her an ex because we're just in separation at this point, but she took care of me. Even though I placed myself in a compromising situation. And after I've been attacked and doxxed and harassed and done all those things, she took care of me. Assured that I ate, assured that my cat had food and litter in a litter box, and that I didn't ever sleep outside. And when I needed her, she picked up the phone and she showed up. But based off of a few lives you may have seen or whatever, you thought that you felt like you had the right to say what my acts have done and what that showed. But when this camera was off and you speak of baby, because that's who you got to be referring to, because maybe you caught the other live. In real life, in real time, she showed up better than anybody that I called my ex. So therefore, she would never be called an ex. We're just in separation right now. Do better. Do better. Do better. Do better. Patch the. Too much doxing. Absolutely. That doxing put me back. Hold on. Hello. Yo. Oh. Oh. Oh, I seen it every day where I was worked at cashiers. A lot of times people have a problem paying for their own person behind them. We offer to pay for them. Oh, all right. All right, Leandra, I apologize. I'm sorry. Leandra, I'm sorry. I'm a little sensitive. I'm a little sensitive. Leandra, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm a Scorpio. I get emotional sometimes. Please forgive me. Okay, please forgive me. She said, "Don't bite my head. Don't bite my head off, girl. I ain't even talking about that." Ah, Neandra, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, I get so okay. Well, as long as you can forgive me, all right. Judge, advocate, general. Ah, ah, all right. All right. All right. I'm glad you forgive me. Thank you, Leandra. Okay, because I did just go off, right? I'm a little sensitive. Okay. I'm a little sensitive right now. Okay. Yeah, I'm just a little sensitive. But I'm about to hop up off of this live. Peace, love, light, and abundance to everybody. If you would like to support the channel, your girl, TRJ1116 is the cash app. Um, say a prayer for me. I say a prayer for you. We're gonna do better. I'm gonna do research and more. Why didn't you go back to Jad? Y'all was cute together. Hey, MM, go ahead and say it. Let me check your temperature. Go ahead and tell it. Let me check your temperature. Let me check your temperature. Okay, good night, Chris. I know you're tired. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who came through. I'm gonna look it up. I'm definitely gonna look it up. And when I come back on this live, I'll be oh my gosh. I'll have a better understanding. Um but yeah, I enjoyed this live. Actually, I didn't know how the live was going to turn out, but it was actually a great live, and I appreciate everybody in Kai for coming through, and showing his face. MM brought it up, and I think that would be great for us to collab together and just do better. And Queen Shay, you was still with me, baby. You was still with me, baby. Good night. Good night, Chris. Good night, Insco. Good night, David. Good night, Lily J. Good night to all the Bush watchers who stayed from the beginning to end. And if my woman is listening in the background, I love you, honey. I do. And I hope that we can work through this and we can get through it. I love you beyond this room. And sometimes we just need to be separated just to see the better things and the greater things in life. You pray for me, I pray for y'all. Let's continue to do people better. Let's rise up as a people. But I'm definitely going to study a little bit. You said you was here the whole time. Thank you, Queen Shay, baby. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate y'all showing up for me. I do. In spite of all my wackiness or my craziness, y'all be like, yo, I'm riding with you. And we need riders, okay, in our life. So I appreciate that. Continue to stand on your square, y'all. Don't let nobody knock you off your square. Hug yourself, love on somebody, hug somebody, love somebody. Hug y'all babies a little bit closer when you send them off to school. I know you're going to have questions, and that's why I'm getting up off of here. Okay, once again, if you would like to support TRJ 1116, it's the Cash Apps. Send prayers, send love, send light, send protection, all of that. And I wish I'll bitch ass nigga would. And for my daddy, what he always tell me, you is smart, you is kind, you is important. And last but least, don't allow the voice of someone else to become the voice in your head. My name is Ty. This is my journey, and I'm out later. Bye. Your thermostat is ready. My tongue is out. I got the Carly B face. Tongue got 34 and people fun chatting, but I appreciate it. But I've been told I got that voice, Chris. It's just not when I sing. So I ain't gonna sing. But I probably didn't put some people to sleep and all of that. So rest well. Later, y'all.